It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. And I'm going to start this beer like I start every review really, and that's showing the beer first and foremost. It's by Buxton Brewery and Omnipollo in Sweden. It's Original Forest Fruits Ice Cream Imperial Stout, 10% ABV, available in a 440ml can in Tesco for £5. What I'm going to do now, normally I open the can, get it into a glass, see what we get. I'm going to give you a very quick kind of dilemma that I have. I picked this can up in Tesco. This is the third Tesco beer that I've picked up between Omnipollo and Buxton. The first one, the lemon sorbet one, I didn't like at all. The second beer, I thought much more like it. This beer, I was picking it off the shelf, reading the side of the can, thinking, I don't think I'm going to like this. So I've made two thumbnails for this video already. I've made my original thumbnail saying new Tesco Buxton Omnipollo Imperial Stout exclamation marks, and I made another thumbnail saying, is it fair that I might be reviewing this beer? It's something like that anyway. Is it fair that I might be reviewing this beer when I probably won't like it? And that's, I think, is a very, very valid point, because is it fair on the brewers, Buxton and Omnipollo, that I'm reviewing a beer that I probably won't like? I don't know. I'm going to review it anyway, but I'm going into this video with some skepticism about the beer. Let's get it out into a glass, see what we get. £5 for the can then. Why am I skeptical? Why am I skeptical? Ice Cream Imperial Stout. Yeah, that sounds okay. Probably going to have a little bit of lactose in it. But it's doing exactly as I would have suspected it to. I'm expecting this head to dissipate away quite quickly. Can you hear it? It is in fact dissipating rather quickly. Now it's doing everything that I thought that this beer was going to do. When you call this a Forest Fruits Ice Cream Imperial Stout, alarm bells immediately start to go off in my head. I'm thinking raspberry flavours, strawberry flavours, blackberry flavours in an Imperial Stout. If you've been following this channel for quite some time, or even a small amount of time, you will know that I don't really like the ice cream concentrates that they throw in beers, mango concentrates in some beers, and lemon concentrate, ice cream concentrates, and raspberry and blackberry concentrates. I much prefer a pure beer. If I'm going to drink an Imperial Stout or buy an Imperial Stout, if I was to buy this to enjoy it, then I wouldn't be drinking it right now. I would have left it on the shelf. If I buy an Imperial Stout, I want it to be full of roasted malt, fantastic body on it, and some hops in it, just to give a little bit of bitterness and flavour. I don't need it to be filled to the gills with ice cream concentrate, which this probably has been. So again, it goes back to that original question, and I'm trying to be fair and logical with the beer. Should I even be reviewing this beer if I know I'm not going to like it? Let's get the aroma. Comment down below, let me know. It is quite roasty actually, fair play to the beer. It's got a lot of tobacco smoke flavours going on. There's a little bit of fruit. It smells rather nice actually. Can you imagine all of that kind of spiel I just gave out and I actually turned out to like the beer? Can you imagine that? Well, I've covered my bases because I've already made another thumbnail. Cheers, everybody. No. No. No, 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 no. Not for me. Absolutely not for me. Straight away. Oh, this is terrible. This is terrible, terrible beer. I don't know. Buxton have just got this fabulous reputation when they brew beer. And Omnipollo, for me, they used to have a fantastic reputation. When they first came out, they were producing some of the best IPAs and double IPAs in the world. They were producing some of the best Imperial Stouts in the world. And it's the reason why they got such a fantastic name, or they had a fantastic name in Sweden. But this, I don't know who has tasted this. Normally when a brewery produces a beer, you sit round the table and you do a taste test before the beer leaves the building. And you have a little taste and you go, oh, you know, is that acceptable? Are people going to like this? Is there any off flavours in this? I can't imagine anybody at Buxton Brewery, or anybody at Omnipollo for that matter, sitting round a table and hand on heart enjoying this beer. It's full of adjuncty, like raspberry and strawberry concentrated flavours. It's like you've tipped blackcurrant cordial in your Imperial Stout, or raspberry cordial into the Imperial Stout, and you just think, why? Why have they done it? Why have they done it? Why are they almost like in self-destruct mode, where after all the hard work they put into their brewery? I mean, remember Buxton Axe Edge? Oh, I remember Axe Edge when it first came out. It was wonderful. I don't know if it's still wonderful now. I haven't had it in years, but it used to be a tremendous beer. Tremendous beer. Some of the Omnipollo beers were tremendous. This is self-destruct mode. This is pushing the button and saying bye-bye brewery type thing. That is terrible. Terrible beer. It doesn't have a particularly thick mouthfeel for a 10% ABV beer, which both Buxton and Omnipollo are quite kind of famous for, producing these big gloopy stouts. There's not even much body to it. I tell you, the aroma was okay. The taste of the beer is just completely shocking. It's a bit like, and I'm sure I've said this before with the Omnipollo beers, it's a bit like, you know, opening this apple and blackcurrant cordial and, you know, guzzling a mouthful of it back, you know, or grabbing your really decent Imperial Stout and having a couple of sips to leave a bit of room in the glass, and then tipping cordial in your Imperial Stout. You wouldn't do it, would you? You wouldn't do it. So why do Omnipollo and Buxton think it's okay to do this to an Imperial Stout? Shocker. Absolute shocker. Whether I'm now, I don't know. I start to think when I'm reviewing beer like this, am I just a grumpy old man? Am I just like receptive to change now because I've hit that kind of age where I like playing my Xbox One and I don't need to upgrade to the next Xbox One X series, whatever console that they brought out now, and I'm just quite happy with my Xbox One, whereas 10 years ago I was looking for the latest greatest thing. If I just become a cynical old middle-aged man where, you know, I just can't see the point in throwing all sorts of cordials in this Imperial Stout? Comment below. Or do you agree? Or do you agree? Do you think this is a self-destruct beer by these two breweries? It's difficult to get to the roasted malt in the beer because of this awful concentrated cordial or ice cream puree or whatever they've thrown into this. It just tastes really artificial and horrible. Ugh. An indulgent and luxurious forest fruits ice cream stout with blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, red currants and black currants from the original ice cream series by Buxton and Omnipollo. It's been made in the Peak District by Buxton Brewery. I don't know. I picked it up. Somebody commented. I was out in Tesco doing a bit of shopping, and somebody commented that Buxton have got a new, and Omnipollo got a new Imperial Stout out. So I had a little wander down the beer aisle, as I do. Picked up a couple of bottles of triple Camelot, because that wipes the floor with this stuff. And I had it in my hand in the aisle, and I was looking at it thinking, oh man, ice cream, forest fruits, Imperial stuff. And then I thought, well, you guys are going to want my opinion on the beer because I review beer on YouTube. If I put it back on the shelf and didn't stand here and give my opinion, then I wouldn't be doing the right thing for the channel, would I? Just rating for this beer then, it's a shocker. It's a shocker. It gets no more than a 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.